Hi everyone, Tricia here to take you through a strength and stability class. When we're thinking about strength and stability, we're thinking about, yes, being strong and stable in our physical body, but we'll also practice some tools to feel strong and stable also in our inside bodies, with our spirit, with our breath, um, with our mind. So bringing it all together, body and mind in class. For class, we'll be using a chair, and if we have one, my chair has a little bit more firm bottom, and that's a great choice if we have that available to us. It also does not have arms, just gives us a little bit more room to move if that's open to us. Again, if you don't have a chair like this, then we're going to use what we have. So these are all better choices if they're available. And if not, we're going to certainly be able to be in our class in the best way that we're able with whatever we've got. We're also going to use something for a balance object today. I'm going to use the back of my chair. Right? You might do that as well. We could use a piece of furniture. We could use a countertop. Right? We could even use the wall. Right? So whatever you have available to you that makes you feel stable when we're practicing with balance, then we're going to use that. So maybe just looking around your space, seeing what you want to use for your balance object, bringing a chair over to your practice space if that's open to you. Yeah, and then once we know what we're going to use for our class today, we will all come to sitting in our chair together. So when I'm sitting in my chair and using the back of the chair to support my body, I'm going to call this a comfortable seat. Yeah, in a comfortable seat, I don't have to use my body strength so much to keep me upright, right? The chair shape is doing that for me. Right? My legs can just relax out or even underneath me, right? Because the chair is giving me all the support that I need to sit upright. And I want to compare what I'm calling a comfortable seat with what I call a tall seat or an active seat. Okay, and I'm going to turn sideways to show you. So here's my comfortable seat. In a tall seat, I'm going to come more forward on my chair bottom. Okay, so I'm going to scoot forward so that I'm not using the back of the chair to support me. I'm going to have my feet on the ground. I'm going to keep my knees over my ankles. Right? And I want to think about taking the shoulders over the hips and stretching the top of the head up towards the ceiling. Right. So in this tall seat, yeah, I'm using, right, the strength of my body now to help me sit upright. So I'm using my abdominal strength. I'm toning my back strength as well as my side body and my legs. So this is a great shape to take to start to work towards building strength, that core strength in those key areas. Recognizing that we might not be accustomed to sitting like this, so we might start to feel tired. And if that's the case, if you start to notice that you start to round or hunch a little bit, see if you're able to pick the top of the head back up towards the ceiling, right? And it might be something that we're catching ourselves doing a bit throughout class. But if you do find yourself rounding, see if we can sit tall again. All right. So sitting tall, let the hands rest on the top of our lap. I'm going to lead you through class, inviting you to do some movements, and anything that I'm inviting you to do, please feel empowered to adapt the movement any way you need to take good care of yourself. Right? So if I have long arms, right, you might have bendier elbows. Right? That's like an adaptation, right? So if I'm going like this might be where you're at, right? And I might bring my arms all the way over the head, right? And you might have your arms not all the way overhead, right? So that's one thing that we can do. So we're definitely listening to ourselves and working to the best of our ability, knowing full well that it might look very different than the movement that I'm doing. Also, you might be moving at a different pace, right? You might be a lot slower than what I'm moving. So again, listening to you, you know you, right? And again, it might be something that is a movement that you feel best about not participating in at all, right? So if that's the case, stay with us with breath. And then if and when you're feeling able to come back into the movement part of class, then please do. So we'll start just with some neck rolls, and this might be a thing that is different for each of us, right? So we'll start with the ear to the shoulder. We'll let the chin roll to the chest, right? And then ear to shoulder, right? If it feels comfortable, we can make a full circle with the head, letting the head drop back. If that is not comfortable, we can see about keeping it in a forward-facing U shape, ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. So either making full circles, maybe a forward-facing U shape. Again, if you have discomfort with the neck, maybe this is a movement that you're not doing, right? So we're all, again, moving like ourselves. Taking our time, nothing should feel pain, right? There should be no time that we feel pain in class, although we might feel our breath getting a little quicker at points. All right, the next time that your chin and chest come together, if we're making full circles, please reverse the direction of the circle. If you're working with the forward-facing U shape, you'll stay with that movement. Yeah, one more time here. We're going to end with the chin at the chest. All of us, and from there, we're going to inhale the head back to center. Nice job. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the movement here. We're going to move with the back body here, right? So we're going to they're going to extend the arms and then draw the arms back, all right? So when we breathe in, we're going to bend the elbows. We're going to lift the chest. The gaze is going to turn up towards the ceiling. And then when we exhale, we're going to drop the chin back towards the chest, and then we're going to stretch the fingertips, maybe even past our knees. So there's a soft rounding shape in the upper back, right? Feeling that stretch behind our shoulder blades, right? Inhaling, elbows bend, they stretch back, chest lifts. Exhaling, stretching forward with the arms, little soft round to the upper back. Yeah, a few times like that. The next time that we breathe in, we're going to come back to neutral. Yeah. The top of the head is towards the ceiling. We're going to play a little bit now, moving side to side. So I want to see how our arms can make a difference with this shape, right? So hands on the hips is going to be a very soft variation, right? We're going to exhale, we're going to tip to the side. We're going to inhale to center, we're going to exhale. We're going to tip to the side, right? We can even do it with the arms. If you feel like you have a little bit more space to be dynamic, you can see about bringing the fingertips to the shoulder and moving here. Maybe bring your hands to the tops of your head. All right, you can stretch your arms up. All right, so we're inhaling center, we're exhaling, tipping to the side, right? Anywhere from the fingertips up towards the ceiling, right? All the way to letting the arms relax by the side of the body, right? So we have a big range of options of what our arms could look like here. A nice job. See if we can stay with the movement, just a few more breaths. We're going to inhale, we're going to come back through center, and as we come back through center, we're going to let the hands rest on the tops of the legs. We're going to take a breath in through our nose, And the breath out of the mouth. Good job. Let the hands come down by the sides. We're going to scoop our arms up here, breathing in like we're moving matter. And then when we exhale, we're going to turn the palms out. We're going to press down. Yeah. A few times like that. Inhaling up again. So here's where we might have the bend to your elbows. Your arms might not be lifting all the way overhead. Right? We might have a bigger scoop. And then pressing down here so we're all looking like ourselves. A few times here. And one more time. Good job. And then as we bring the arms back down, we're going to bend the elbows and then bring the elbows out wide. So it looks a little bit like a goalpost, right? Here's our inhale. When we exhale, we're going to bring our arms together. So it could be just fingertips. We might be able to bring the whole length of the forearm, fingertips to elbows together. How we're going to inhale, open. Exhale, arms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, arms together. A few more times like that. Good job. Let's try 2 more times. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, arms together. And one more time. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, arms together. Good job. Keep the palms together, but let the elbows move out to the side so the hands can come down a little bit more. And then here we're going to make big circles with the wrists. So trying to keep the fingers long here. Doesn't matter which way you're circling. Just notice which way you're circling. And then see if you can go in the other direction. Yeah. And next time the palms come together, see if we can interlace all of our fingers and then turn the palms forward. Yeah, we're going to stretch the arms out long as much as we feel comfortable, which again might mean that we still have a bendy elbow. And then we're going to see if we can take a big stretch up with the hands as much as it feels comfortable for you. Exhale out of the mouth. Let the arms go. Good job. Lean over to the left. You can shake out through the left arm. Inhaling back through center. We're going to lean over to the right. We're going to shake out through the right arm. And then coming back through center, we're going to work with strengthening the legs now. All right. So we're going to play with coming up out of our chair and then coming back down into our chair and turn sideways. All right. So we're going to be playing with coming up out of our chair and back into our chair using our leg muscles. I know often we use our arm muscles a lot to press us up, and we still might use our arm muscles today, but we want to focus on really working with the leg muscles and using the arms more for balance rather than the powerhouse. So we'll think about that. Okay. We started class, I was talking about a comfortable seat, right, and an active seat. So if I'm in a comfortable seat, right, it's harder for me to get up out of this way, up to standing from this seat, right? So I have to come really far forward with my chest. My seat's way back here. I need to bring it up all the way over my ankles. So it's a lot to get all the way up this way, right? Right. And I want to compare that, right, to sitting in our active seat. So even if I'm just a little bit more forward, right, here I have my knees over my ankle, right? So I'm already lining up my body for standing. And it's a short movement to bring the hips now over the knees, right? So even if I have like a piece of furniture, I'm using the arm of my chair, it's just a little lift to bring the hips over the ankles, right? And that's a big difference from when I'm sitting all the way at the back of the chair. Right, I can sit down, right, and then press myself back, right? So just thinking about working incrementally and trying to use the architecture of our body, our skeletal system, as optimally as possible. All right. So if I am preferring to use something to help me with balance as I move through this cycle of movement, I could have a piece of furniture. I could have my arms in the chair. I could be next to a piece of furniture or a counter. So I have, right, something to help me feel stable as I stand up. And as I sit down, right, I could be at the wall too. Right? So I could have the wall right there for me too. Right, and I could have my hand right here, right? Right, so those could be ways that I'm working with a balanced object as I come up to standing and back to sitting in my chair. If you're feeling like you're able to move through this cycle without using your arms, or you can always cross the arms over the chest, right, and move through the cycle this way. All right. So we're all moving like ourselves. Right, and we're moving the best that we're able today, right? And you might not be doing as many movements in this cycle as I am, right? And if you're feeling like you need to pause and sit down, then please do. If we're still moving in the cycle, we're going to try a few more rounds. If we're sitting, let's see if we can all, with this next one, come up to standing. And as we come up to standing, we're going to stay standing. So we'll all make our way up. And we can let our arms release. Yeah, and then we're going to change our relationship in space now. All right, so we're going to move through our leg strengthening exercises. And here is where we might want to use our balance object. Okay. So I could be facing it directly, like here's my chair, my countertop. We're gonna practice marching in space. So if I'm facing my balance object directly, right, just make sure you have a little space so you're not bumping your knees. Right, I might face it to the side, right, just using one hand as I move, right? Right, I could be not using it and just have it near me in the case that I want to use it, right? So we'll see what feels like a comfortable fit for us today. Once we've decided what that fit is, I want us to think about standing tall, right? So just like we were sitting tall, same thing standing tall. So in standing tall, I'm trying to keep my feet in parallel, right? So they're facing in the same direction. I have my hips over my ankles, right? I have my shoulders over my hips, and I want to try to keep my ears over my shoulders so the top of the head's moving up towards the ceiling, okay? I'm going to feel my belly muscles engage here, right? They're helping me stand tall. All right, so once I have a tall standing body, we're going to practice our standing march. So we're just lifting one foot and then the other foot. Right, and again, it might be a little lift, right? Toes might even be touching the floor the whole time, right? Just a little bit of heel, right? If you feel like you have more room to move here, right? We might be lifting the knee even a little bit higher, right? Challenging ourselves even more by bringing the arms down by the sides. So again, moving like you. Making sure that you're still able to breathe in and breathe out fully as we move here. Don't hold your breath. Yeah, seeing if we can stay with it. A few more rounds. Let's count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Feet come back to the ground. Let's take a breath in through the nose. Breath out through the mouth. All right, we're going to stay working with the legs. So we're going to move out to the side with the legs. And again, this still works if you're facing your balance object directly. You'll just see it better when I'm to the side. So we're going to see about extending out first through the right leg. So I'm just going to send my right leg out to the side, and then I'm going to bring the feet back together. All right, so it might just be a little bit to the side, feet back together, right? Might be bigger. Feet back together. Think about when you stretch your foot to the side though, that the toes stay facing forward. I want to keep the top of the head up towards the ceiling. So I might have my feet connect fully to the floor before I visit the movement again. Right? I might feel able to move my foot to the side and then back to center and to the side in a more continual movement. All right, so again, we're all in different bodies, moving like ourselves. Yeah, nice job. Let's see if we can count down together from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Feet are going to come back together. We're going to move to the other side. I'm flipping my thing. You might just change your body direction. Now we're moving. Right, left leg out to the side. Again, same things. Maybe just a little. Feet back together. Maybe a little bit more. Feet back together. Maybe more continual movement, right? So wherever we're at, right, being in it, yeah, trying our best. And sometimes that means we do a little more, and sometimes that means we do a little less. So listening to yourself. Yeah. And then we can count down together from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Feet come back together. We're going to play still with legs here. So we were marching with the legs forward. We've been sending the legs out to the side. Now we're going to move the legs back. All right. So I'm stretching again as tall as I can. Head still up towards the ceiling. When I'm moving my leg back, we don't want the chest to come forward. All right, we want to stand tall even as our heels move back. The feet are still in parallel, so my toes are facing forward the whole time. So again, I might have a little bit that my heel moves back. Feet come back together, pause, movement again. Maybe it's a bigger back, right? Feet together, pause, right? Maybe, right? I'm moving more continually, right? So we're all different, but we're also thinking about keeping the chest lifted, thinking about keeping the toes facing forward. Nice job. Let's count us down. Yep, from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Feet come back together. We can give a little shake out, wiggling the knees. And then we're going to do the second side. So standing tall, other side. Again, heel straight back, feet together. Maybe a little bit back, maybe more of a bit back, but I'm keeping my toes facing forward. And my chest lifted. All right, maybe again, you're moving more continually without having to rest that foot on the floor in between movements, right? So we're all different. Making sure that we're breathing here. Let's count us down. Nice job. Ready? From 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Feet come back together. You can shake it out. We're going to stay facing our balance object, right? But instead of having the feet underneath the hips, we're going to step them just a little bit wider, right? So my feet are a little bit wider than my hips here. All right, as I move, I'm gonna soften my knees a little bit and shift my hips back. And then I'm gonna stand up. Okay. So I'm gonna shift my hips back, I'm gonna bend my knees, and then I'm gonna stand up. And as I stand up, I'm kind of pushing my hips a little bit forward and engaging my glutes, right? So I'm gonna sit down and then I'm gonna push my hips forward. So I can stay with this movement and my hands on my balance object. If I want to add in arms, I can add in both arms or one arm, and it will look like this. As I shift my hips back, my arms can lift. Exhaling, hips come forward, arms come down. Yeah, nice job. Right, you can try one arm, right, and the other arm. A few times here. Right, as big as you want to make it. Yeah, all right, let's do it. Just count us down. Ready, guys? Here we go. From 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Standing tall, we'll bring the feet back underneath the hips. Yeah, let the arms come down by the sides. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. All right. So I want us to keep the feet underneath us. They're facing, again, forward and parallel. Right, and here we're going to play moving forward and back. So we're going to be lifting the heels and lifting the toes. So this movement, we are moving in and out of center more actively. Right, so that's going to be more challenging with balance. So if you haven't been using your balance object too much yet, this might be a time that you really have it near you, just in case it starts to feel like you want to use it to help with stability. So we're going to play here with lifting the heels, right, and lifting the toes. All right, so as we're lifting the heels, lifting toes, are we working with our ankles? Right, strengthening through the feet, the calf muscles. You might feel all those areas a lot as we move here. Try to keep the top of the head up towards the ceiling. Sometimes when we feel more challenged with balance, there's a tendency to look down. Try not to drop the head. Yeah, good job. Yeah, let's go ahead, count us down again from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Feet are going to come back down to the floor. All right, let's stretch out those leg muscles. So bringing both hands facing directly your balance object. We're going to step in a little bit closer. And then we're going to pick up the right leg and we're going to step the right leg back. As I step my right leg back, my heel is not on the floor, right? It's moving towards the floor, right? And there's a little bit of a feeling again of stretching my hips forward. Try to keep the chest lifted. We have 5 breaths here. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Breathing in. Breathing out 4. Breathing in. Breathing out 5. Nice job. Step both feet back together. We'll change sides. Right, other foot's going to step back. Again, heels not on the floor. Right, little lifted chest. I'm moving my hips more forward again for 5 breaths. We'll breathe in 1. Breathe out. Breathe in 2. Breathe out. Breathe in 3. Breathe out. Breathe in 4. Breathe out. Breathe in 5. And breathe out. Nice job. Feet are going to step back together. As feet step back together. Yeah, we'll stand in parallel, just again, standing tall, feet are in the same direction, ankles are under the hips. Let's take a couple circles with our shoulders. We're going to inhale the shoulders up towards the ears and then roll them down the back of the body. Yeah. One more time like this. And then let's take a few shoulder rolls forward. Again, taking the shoulders up towards the ears and then rolling them in towards the chest. Yeah, good job. A few times like that. Yeah, one more time here. Let's inhale the shoulders up towards the ears and then exhale out of the mouth and let them go. We'll do that again. One more time like that. All right. We're going to practice a balance pose today before we sit back down. And our balance pose that we're going to try today is called tree pose. All right. So I can face again my balance object directly. I could have a hand to the side. I could see about bringing my hands together at the center of the chest and reaching for my balance object if I need it. All right, we're all going to start by standing strong on our right leg so we can pick up our left heel and turn out our left knee. If you feel like you can challenge yourself, you might stretch our arms out to the side. Again, it could be one arm. It could try with both arms. Yeah, we're going to take 5 breaths on this side. We're going to breathe in 1. Breathe out. Breathe in 2. Breathe out. Breathe in 3. Breathe out. Breathe in 4. Breathe out. Breathe in 5. And breathe out. Nice job. Bring both feet back to the floor. Hands come back together at center if they moved out to the side, or we could be, again, resting a hand or hands on our balance object, taking a few breaths here, just pausing, noticing how we're feeling in our body, noticing our breath, and maybe noticing also the beating of our heart. And then we're gonna try that on our second side. We're standing strong now on our left leg. We're picking up the right heel, turning the right knee out. Again, maybe holding on to the balance object, maybe challenging ourselves by bringing the hands together, maybe just one, right? Maybe arms out to the side. You decide. Here we go again for 5 breaths. We'll breathe in 1. Breathe out. Breathe in 2. Breathe out. Breathe in 3. Breathe out. Breathe in 4. Breathe out. Breathe in 5. And breathe out. Nice job. Feet come back to the floor. Hands again can come back to center. Taking a breath in here. Breath out. And one more time. Breathing in together. And breathing out. Nice. We're going to make our way back into our chair. And as we come back to our chair, again, let's find our tall seat. So scooting a little bit more forward on the chair seat. We're going to scoop up here underneath our left thigh. Yeah. And then we can circle out through that left ankle. You can circle in the other direction too. Yeah, coming back to center with the ankle, with the foot. Let's see if we can turn the toes up towards the ceiling and then point the toes down towards the floor. So flexing the foot and then pointing the toes down. A few times like that. And then keeping that foot flexed, we're gonna pick up that left ankle and bring it over the right thigh. I'm moving that top knee towards the ground. This is a big hip stretch, and this might feel like enough just sitting tall. If you feel like you have a little more space to move into the stretch, you can bring your chest more forward. Again, we're here for 5 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3, breathing in, breathing out 4, breathing in, breathing out 5. Inhaling, taking the top of the head back towards the ceiling. Let's cross now that left thigh all the way over the right thigh. Sitting tall, I'm going to use my right hand for leverage. It's coming outside that left leg for a twist. 5 breaths here, breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3, breathing in, breathing out 4, breathing in, breathing out 5. Inhaling back through center, we'll uncross our legs. Left foot returns to the floor. And here we're going to scoop up now our right leg. As you hold on behind that thigh, then we can circle out to that right ankle. We can circle in the other direction. Again, stilling those circles, then we can point the toes down and then point the toes up. Pointing and flexing a few times. All right, next time that we flex the foot, here's where we're gonna pick up that right ankle and bring it over the left thigh. My top knee is moving towards the floor, right? Big hip stretch, sitting tall, or if there's room to move more into the stretch, then leaning forward with the chest, a little hinging at the hips. Yeah, again, here for 5 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3, breathing in, breathing out 4, breathing in, breathing out 5. Inhaling, taking the top of the head back towards the ceiling. Here's where I'm going to slide that right thigh over my left thigh. Sitting tall. Now I'm using my left hand outside that right leg to help me twist. I'm looking over to the right as well. 5 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Breathing in. Breathing out 4. Breathing in. Breathing out 5. Inhaling back through center. We'll uncross the legs, and as both feet come back to the floor, we'll go ahead and scoot back in our chairs, coming into a comfortable seat. We're going to close class by practicing our relaxed breath together. That's our breath where we breathe out for twice as long as we breathe in. We're going to breathe in and out through the nose here. I'll start the count for you. See if you can let your gaze soften. So turning your gaze down to a single point on the floor, or if you feel comfortable, closing your eyes completely. We'll breathe in, breathe out, and then breathing in for 1, 2, 3, breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A few more times, counting to yourself into 3, out to 6 at your own pace. At the end of your next measured exhale, we'll come back to our natural breath. As we come back to our natural breath, we can start to open the eyes. Waking up the body by wiggling through the fingers, rolling out through the wrists, moving out through the feet, wiggling through the legs. Let all our limbs still, and then bring the heels of the hands to the tops of the thighs. We're going to give ourselves one big sweeping breath in. So inhaling up, exhaling out of the mouth. Let the arms go. Nice job today, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me for our class. I hope that you're leaving feeling strong and refreshed. I'll look forward to seeing you in our next class together. Until then, take good care. Bye for today.